Good day, good day, good day, and welcome back to Celebrity Watchdog, the only channel on the internet brave enough to bark at the biggest names in Hollywood. And today, we have got a story so wild, so absolutely unhinged, that I had to sit down, take a deep breath, and pour myself a full glass of something strong before I even started writing the script. Because apparently, Kanye West, the man who once ran for president, the man who named his first child after a cardinal direction, the man who wore a full metal mask to Fashion Week like he was auditioning for a low-budget Iron Man reboot, that man has now decided that his 11-year-old daughter North should drop everything, pack up her backpack, leave school behind, and go full-time into the music industry. You heard that right. No textbooks, no homework, no cafeteria pizza on Fridays, just studio sessions, rap verses, and a career path mapped out by a man who once released an album called Donda and spent 2 years living inside a sports stadium to finish it. Kim Kardashian, she is not having it. And honestly, neither are we. So buckle up, because this one is going to be a ride. Quick favor before we dive in. If you are new here and you love celebrity news served hot, sharp, and with absolutely zero filter, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and share this video with every single person in your contacts who lives for this kind of drama. We are building something special over here at Celebrity Watchdog, and we want you in the pack. Okay? Okay, now let us get into it. Let us set the scene first, because context is everything. North West, the firstborn child of two of the most famous human beings on planet Earth, is not your average kid. She never was. She was born into a reality TV empire on one side and a hip-hop dynasty on the other, which means from day one, this little girl was basically sitting at the intersection of pop culture and chaos. She has already appeared in music videos. She already has a presence on TikTok that makes grown adults feel deeply insecure about their own creative output. She raps, she sings, she paints. She does things at 11 that most of us only dream about doing at 40. So in a twisted, only in Hollywood kind of way, you can almost see where Kanye is coming from. Almost, if you squint and turn your head sideways and completely abandon logic. Because here is the thing. There is a massive, enormous, canyon-sized difference between supporting your child's talents and pulling them out of school to turn them into a full-time entertainer before they are old enough to have a high school diploma. One is called parenting. The other is called something that child psychologists have a very specific vocabulary for, and none of those words are flattering. Now, Kanye West, or Ye, or whatever name he is operating under this particular week, has never exactly been the poster child for conventional decision-making. This is a man whose life choices read like a Mad Libs written by someone who had never met a single normal human being. So when reports started surfacing that he was pushing for North to abandon traditional schooling in favor of a music career, the internet collectively lost its mind. And look, Kanye has always had a complicated relationship with formal education. He literally named his second studio album The College Dropout. That was not just an album title, that was a lifestyle brand, a personal manifesto, a foreshadowing of the parenting philosophy he would apparently adopt 20 years later. The man has built a career on rejecting the system, and on one hand, respect. Genuine, complicated respect, because the system doesn't work for everyone, and creativity doesn't always thrive inside four walls and a standardized test. But here's the part where the logic train goes off the rails and tumbles into a ravine. North West is a child, a literal child, and the decision to leave school is not the same kind of boundary-pushing genius move when the person making it is not even in middle school yet. That is not rebellion. That is not visionary parenting. That is just a lot. Kim Kardashian, to her absolute credit, is reportedly drawing a very hard line here. And listen, I say this as someone who has watched Kim navigate everything from sex tape scandals to criminal justice reform. The woman knows how to hold her ground when it counts. Kim has been very vocal, in the careful, calculated, I have a PR team listening way that she is, about wanting a stable, normal, grounded life for her children. She enrolled North in a Montessori school. She talks about wanting her kids to have structure and routine. She has made it clear, publicly and reportedly behind the scenes, that her children's education is not negotiable. And now here comes Kanye, riding in on whatever creative vision currently has him in a chokehold, suggesting that North should trade her classroom for a recording studio. Kim is reportedly livid, and honestly, that might be the most relatable Kim Kardashian has ever been in her entire life. Because even if you have never had a co-parenting dispute with a Grammy-winning rap legend, you have absolutely had that moment where someone in your life says something so completely disconnected from reality that you just stand there, blinking, wondering if you accidentally walked into a fever dream. That is Kim right now, blinking, fever dreaming, except her fever dream has paparazzi and a global audience watching every single blink. Now, here is where it gets really interesting, because North herself is apparently very much into music and has made that extremely clear. She has been performing, she has been recording, she has been showing up at Kanye's events, mic in hand, absolutely holding her own in ways that are genuinely impressive for someone her age. And that is the complicated part of this whole story that nobody wants to sit with for too long, because it forces us to ask a harder question. What do you do when your child is genuinely, undeniably talented, and one parent wants to fully accelerate that talent while the other parent wants to pump the brakes? There is no clean answer to that. There is no tidy bow you can wrap around it, because both instincts come from love, or at least they should. Kim's instinct to protect North's childhood, her education, her normalcy, is maternal and wise. Kanye's instinct to nurture North's gift, to give her every opportunity to develop it, is also rooted in something real. The problem is that Kanye's execution is about as subtle as a foghorn at a library. There is no middle ground in his world. It is either full send or nothing. And when you are dealing with the upbringing of a child, full send without guardrails is not a parenting strategy. It is a liability. Let us also talk about the co-parenting dynamic here for a second, because it is its own entire soap opera, and we would be doing you a disservice if we glossed over it. Kim and Kanye's divorce was finalized in 2022, and what followed was one of the messiest, most public, most exhausting co-parenting sagas in modern celebrity history. Kanye went on social media tirades, he made comments about Kim's parenting, he aired grievances in interviews that most people would have taken to a therapist, or at the very minimum, a private group chat. Kim, for the most part, kept quiet publicly while allegedly fighting hard in private. She hired lawyers, she navigated legal battles, she worked toward getting full physical custody, and she has been very deliberate about shielding the kids, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, from the messiest parts of their parents' fallout. So when Kanye now floats this idea of pulling North out of school for a rap career, it does not land in a vacuum. It lands in the context of years of tension, years of disagreements about parenting philosophy, years of Kim having to be the one who holds the structure together while Kanye operates in whatever reality he is currently inhabiting. This is not just a parenting disagreement. This is the latest chapter in a very long, very complicated, very public book. And of course, the internet has opinions. The internet always has opinions. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, every corner of the digital universe has weighed in on this, and the takes are absolutely everywhere. Some people are fully Team Kanye on this one, arguing that traditional schooling is overrated, that North is clearly exceptional, and that forcing a child of her talent into a conventional academic system is stifling her potential. These are the same people who share Gary Vaynerchuk quotes unironically, but still, the argument exists and has some philosophical merit. Then you have Team Kim, which is the majority of the internet, arguing that children need childhood, that fame at an early age is a documented minefield, and that we have enough cautionary tales in Hollywood to fill an entire streaming service about what happens when kids are pushed into the spotlight too fast and too hard. And then there is the third group, my personal favorite, who are just here for the drama and are not picking sides at all. They are just eating popcorn and watching. And honestly, valid. Completely valid. Welcome to Celebrity Watchdog. We see you. Here is the thing that I keep coming back to though, and I want to be real with you for a second, because this is the part that actually matters beyond all the noise and the jokes and the sarcasm. North West did not choose to be born famous. She did not sign up to have her childhood debated on the internet by strangers. She did not ask to be at the center of her parents' very public, very complicated relationship with each other. She is a kid, a talented, apparently remarkable kid, but a kid nonetheless. And the greatest gift that either of her parents could give her right now, the thing that would actually serve her better than any record deal or any school or any carefully crafted public image, is the experience of growing up with some sense of agency over her own story, of being asked what she wants, of being given the space to figure out who she is before the whole world decides for her. Because the music will still be there when she is 18. The studio will still be there. The talent does not have an expiration date. But childhood has a very, very short window. And once it's gone, it's gone. Kim seems to understand that. Kanye, reportedly, is still working on it. So where does this whole situation stand right now? Well, as of the latest reports, Kim is holding firm on the education front. Legal and custody arrangements are reportedly being revisited in light of ongoing disagreements, and Kanye continues to be Kanye, which means unpredictable, passionate, and operating on a frequency that the rest of us can only partially tune into on a good day. North, for her part, continues to be absolutely that girl. She is performing, she is creating, she is living her best, very famous child life with the kind of confidence that would make most adults deeply jealous. Whatever happens in the boardrooms and courtrooms and co-parenting negotiations, North West is clearly going to be just fine. Because she has something that neither fame nor school can teach you. She has that thing, that spark, that energy that makes people stop and pay attention. The only question is who gets to decide what she does with it, and when. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Kim K going absolutely nuts as Kanye West decides that school is optional and rap careers start at 11. Is it wild? Absolutely. Is it surprising coming from these two specific human beings? Not even a little bit. Is it going to resolve cleanly and quietly with further drama? No, absolutely not. We will be watching. You better believe Celebrity Watchdog will be watching. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate every single one of you. See you in the next one.